Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, you're going to meet the great Danny O'Connell. He's been in the healthcare benefits space for 2 decades, and he heads up Next Level Insurance Agency. His amazing journey just ahead.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
Well, the employee benefits space continues to change. I guess maybe 30, 40 years ago, you got this really nice package from your company and your co-pays were small, and incrementally over the years, companies have been scaling back. Danny O'Connell is in the studio. He's the CEO of Next Level Insurance Agency. Thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah, good morning, Jeff. Thanks for having me.
All right, let's talk about changes, because you know, I'm a small business owner and I get these statements each year, and you have an option on how much to put on the employee versus how much that the company should take on. What's the trend? What are you seeing?
As far as employer contributions go, you're seeing more of a shift to a percentage base. So that way the employees have some skin in the game when it comes to increases, how they use the plan, and they understand when you and why you have to make changes, that you're also looking out for them as well.
Yes. And when you're sitting down with a business owner for the first time, coming up with their package, what kind of conversations are you having?
Yeah, so we want them to understand really how the industry is, what their competitors are doing, what's common in the workplace. And most employers don't really have a sense of, okay, what are my competitors offering? And so we can really explain how people use their plans, why, when they use their plans, and how to build out a very competitive employee benefits package. Everybody thinks we want the best plans out there, but best plan is really relative to that consumer. If I'm a low utilizer, I don't want to be spending a fortune on some really expensive plan. But if I have a lot of health needs, then I'm going to need something more than just a basic package.
Sure.
And so you want to have something that addresses all of your employees' needs.
And when you're sitting down with an employer for the first time, are you talking about kind of the pluses and minuses of going cheap?
We're hopefully talking about why they should be going with us.
Yeah.
I think most employers look at this as really a commodity, and it is what it is, and they don't have much say over it outside of changing carriers or paying less, to your point. But we really try to bring an active management approach. So you think about your investment account, you know, you can do it on your own and you're going to get what you get. And if you work with a professional or a money manager, then hopefully you're getting a better outcome. And for most employers, their health plan is a top 2-3 expense to their bottom line.
Yes.
And just like when you're negotiating anything else, you want somebody that understands and is actively negotiating on your behalf. And I think that's where the industry has really failed a lot of business owners.
And you have a boutique firm, and I think that puts you in a unique position to pay more attention to your customer.
Absolutely. We primarily work off referral, and we work with companies all over the country, but we know our process is very different than our competitors. You know, it's not one person sells something and then one person tries to manage it all. We've got a team approach, and I want my team to really be subject matter experts at what they are doing and just to own that portion of the process that they have. Be a master of that instead of kind of that jack of all trades, master of none approach.
Yeah, and you've really risen to the top of your industry. Tell us about the $1 Million Roundtable and why that's such a distinction.
So it is an international insurance organization, and it has been very good for me personally as a leader and a business owner. You have to qualify to go, and then we've been part of the top of the table division, and I was the chair of that, where you're leading 4,000 insurance agents all over the world. And we can see what goes on globally before it comes to the US.
Yeah.
And so things that happen in the UK are then going to hit Oceania, and then they're going to come to the United States. And it's helped us really look at our business model differently, where a lot of our competitors are used to trying to sell on commission. We do much more fee-based work for our clients, so they know how much we're paying. When their premiums go up, we're not part of the problem. We're not getting paid more as your premiums continue to rise. And we have an agreement model where our clients know exactly what we're going to do for them for what they're paying us.
And you have clients that have been around since you started.
Yes, we've been very fortunate. We do have clients that have been with us for nearly 20 years.
Wow.
Yeah, clients of mine.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I know you have a dream team. We're going to show some pictures off of your Facebook page. Tell us about the kinds of employees that you're attracting.
So a lot of times when we go outside the industry, I like to have somebody that has a big service background, maybe some affiliated history, people that have worked in medical offices because they understand how to talk to the employees in a provider's office. But we want good people. And we know it's going to take 6 months to a year for them to really feel comfortable in what they're doing with us. But I've tried the 15, 25-year veteran at competing agencies, and they're so used to the old broken model that it's hard for them to change into what we're doing.
So do you go after kind of 20, 30-somethings that are still have the bright light in their eyes and the energy and the charisma, if you will, to work with your clients?
We go after good people. You know, it doesn't matter shape, size, history, background, education, just people that want to do a good job, that are willing to buy in to what it is that we're doing. Because we are trying to change an industry, and that's what our passion is. Give better service to people than what they're used to. And so if you're a good person and you're willing to roll up your sleeves and do what needs to be done, that's what we're looking for.
Love it. We're going to pull up your website as we scroll on the website. Again, you specialize in companies like 10 to 50 million in revenue, or what's your sweet spot?
Yeah, we look at number of employee count. And so we'll get a lot of big companies that have challenges around different things of different types of workforce, where you've got a group that's running the business and a group that's out in the field, or a lot of companies that have under 100 employees. When you talk about the under 100 employee market, that I think is the one that's most often overlooked, underserved. You know, a lot of our competitors have sold to big companies, and you feel like, oh, I've got this big name brand company, where really their focus is that larger market. And, you know, the first year renewal is a little bit different than second year, and then third year, you're normally out thinking, gosh, it just isn't the same. It's not the same like what I used to get from Jeff or Danny back in the day. And so it leaves a big void.
Tell me what you're seeing in all the employee surveys. Are employees really choosing to go with this company versus that company based on benefits? Is it top of mind?
Great question. It's part of the equation. I think anymore employees want to understand their benefits. And the entire environment has gotten so complicated, from providers and prior authorizations and now third parties, and not being handled the way it used to be. We see where that breakdown is, and a value add for our clients is we want their employees to call us directly. And we have a direct line, and typically a person directly there with the insurance carrier, and we can see what's going on. And so it's not just that I have my benefits, but how do I use them? How do I reduce what I have to owe, what I have to pay? Because you said it, these benefits are very expensive now, and most people are having to contribute towards that. So help me find the right package for me. And then when things happen, we want to have somebody to help us. Yes. That's what we try to do.
And in your industry, do they have captives versus non-captives? Explain that.
Yeah, we do. And we work with one that's been very successful for our clients. And so a captive program is just where employers come together for the purpose of purchasing health insurance. And it allows a smaller company to buy their health insurance much like a larger company would. And so you can get a 10, 25, 30-person company that now has the buying power of a 300-person company. And so that is part of our value proposition as well, and something that I think separates us some of the products that we sell, our competitors don't want to. And that's because it's not going to pay them as much. They're not going to get an increase in revenue or commission every year at renewal time. And that's really what gave rise to our fee-based business.
Sure.
Because I want to be able to offer our clients anything. I don't think the size of your company should dictate what you have access to.
Yes.
And you should have access to anything that anybody else does, but you got to find somebody who's willing to offer that. And candidly, without our fee structure, we wouldn't be able to do that. So it's been a real benefit for our clients and our business.
Danny, in many cases, are you able to save your clients money?
Our typical client, when they come over, sees about a 20 to 25% savings on their health insurance renewal, better plans, lower out-of-pockets, lower co-pays. And really, up until this year, I would say our average renewal has been a low single digit, and most of our clients are actually getting money back from their insurance company. So at the end of the year, it's net positive.
Yes.
We're turning a liability health insurance plan into an asset where they're actually getting money back on that, more so than their increase.
And how are you able to do that?
You have to be able to roll up your sleeves and negotiate. And, when we look at the industry now, wherever you deal, and I'm sure a lot of great places out there, but normally an account manager is handling that. The agent, once they sell it, they move on, and they may be a part of the meeting at renewal time, but it's been handed off. And that account manager is asking for one, maybe two things at renewal time. Normally it's, okay, can we get some rate relief? And we know, based on the carrier you're with, there's on average about 5 different things we can ask for. And so if I ask for one thing, I got a 50-50 shot. But if I'm asking for 5 things,
Yes.
I'm probably going to get 2 out of 5 of those things. And so you really have to be proactive and intentional, I would say, when you manage those renewals. So we start about 6 months beforehand, and we do a lot of auditing, a lot of things, looking at claims and working with underwriters that you would hope your agency does, but in reality, unless you're a really, really big company, most of them are not.
Sure. In every industry, there's a win. We know what a win looks like in football or baseball or basketball or hockey. What's a win look like for you?
So we love when we can bring on a new client, when we can put them on better plans, save them money. And it is really rewarding when you can look at, saving a family $500 a month on their health insurance and getting them on better plans. We just worked with a company that was the case, and they had some people who are pregnant, and under their current plan, they were looking at a, $7,000 to $14,000 out of pocket, and we were able to get that down to $3,000 and $6,000, and save both the employer and the employees on what they were paying.
All right, Danny, we've got about 2 minutes left, so look into the camera on the left and talk to that employer who might need to visit with you.
Yeah, so we love to work with companies who are wanting a true partnership, somebody that they can rely on, that they can go to. Now anymore, we can do anything that the largest company can do, from integration, technology, people who are wanting a better experience for their employees, somebody that is going to be an advocate and a concierge, help their employees when they have claims issues. In 20 years, we've had virtually no denials, but we know where the system breaks down and we know how to fix that. And we've had instances where plans don't cover things and we've been able to get them covered. So just simply anybody who's looking for a better experience, more control over cost in their future, we love to work with you.
Outstanding. Danny, thank you so much for coming into the studio once again.
Thanks,
We're going to end with the website, which is nextlevel.agency. Thanks so much for coming on the show. That's it for now. We'll see you next time.